Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, isn't it lovely to see everyone again?
It is. We're so lucky to have our honorary Wonderbird today, our lovely Sam, because we have missed you. We haven't seen you for a while.
No, I have been hibernating somewhat. No,
Actually, we have seen her on Friday.
Yes, but I meant we haven't seen her for a while before then. She's been hibernating. Yes. Have you been hibernating with your pussies?
I have been hibernating my pussy. I don't know about you, but I mean, I'm nearly 40 now. I say nearly 40, stretching a little bit. But, you know, the weather changed. My joints are aching. I'm a grumpy old sod at the moment. So I need you ladies to absolutely get me out of my funk and give me a good kick up the derriere.
I remember doing a theatre, the Bubble Theatre in the 80s. And there was a girl who decided that she was definitely not shaving anything. And she was absolutely gorgeous. And she used to do one of the main sort of numbers. And she always put her arm up and she had masses and masses of hair. So there's this gorgeous creature with but it was actually okay.
I always do that. Because otherwise you get sweat patches. So I'm not interested in that.
Yes, and also I think it was at one time it was always French. Wasn't it French women, European women that never shaved it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have our guest has arrived. He's flown into the nest.
He has. Maybe we should stop talking about hairs and things.
Actually, he hasn't got much hair on his head. Have you, Richard?
How are you? Good afternoon, ladies. All right?
Yes, we were just talking about body hair, Richard.
Oh, right. Good.
Do you have any?
I still have some, yes. I can't go into much more detail than that, but yeah, I do. I think you should just go natural.
So natural, great. You're a man after my own heart, because I feel like I've just given off. I'm just giving up on having to groom myself, because they're just things sprouting out of places where I didn't even think they could sprout out of. But it's like a full-time job trying to maintain it. So,
yes, I agree.
We need more men like you who embrace a fluffy lady.
Yes, I'm more than happy. Hairy ladies are just my thing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely,
Sam. I know what it is. We need full-time gardeners for our bodies.
We do.
Slimers.
Would you have the same gardener or different gardeners?
Well, depends. So, Richard, tell us about the amazing, amazing barn.
Well, the barn is, we bought land with basically just a load of walls that were derelict about 2 years ago. But it's in the most stunning, beautiful part of North Devon. I don't know if you guys have been to North Devon much, but if you haven't, then I think you should all come to the barn and have a nice weekend or a few days down there. You'd love it.
Lovely.
Yeah, it's amazing. So we rebuilt it into like a wow factor retreat with about an acre of land, used a lot of local labour, local products, making sure we kept and retained the barn's, you know, the style of the barn, and used as much of the stone as we could. So now we've just launched it as a retreat and luxury holiday location for people to maybe go on well-being, hiking retreats. There's a lot of people who are going down there doing music writing retreats, which might be of interest.
I think we should go. We are going down there on a Wonderbird retreat.
Yes.
There's 6 bedrooms, aren't they? Sam, are you coming?
Yeah, well, is it wheelchair accessible? That is the number one question.
Well, all the bedrooms are downstairs, Sam, and we would have a ramp to get into the downstairs, which is where all the sleeping accommodation is. But the kitchen, unfortunately, is upstairs. So.
Oh, no, I mean
I don't mind men carrying food down to me and feeding me. That's
exactly.
fine.
Well, if you were,
wait on you, that's fine. We don't mind.
You could just sit in the hot tub, Sam, and let everyone bring the world to you.
Sam, I've got to sit with you because I hate cooking. So you're going to say, you have to say, Debbie's got to be with me all the time. All right?
Exactly. Debbie needs to be my support assistant. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Well, the good thing is,
your legs and I'll do the cooking.
Exactly. Do you know how I just threw out all of my morals, threw out all of my core values about, you know, inclusive design, because I just want to be fed by handsome men. I just threw that all out. I'm the worst disability consultant ever. There we go. I don't care.
Well, there are a lot of farming men down there, so we'll see if we could get some lined up.
Okay.
And they're probably very hairy, I would think.
I think they will be. Can I be
Yeah.
in charge of the champagne, darling?
Of course. There is a private dining option, of course, so you could all relax with somebody cooking for you.
As long as he's
Ooh.
naked.
I haven't
Yeah,
put that in the
naked
brief,
chef.
but I'll ask him.
How many does it sleep? And that is not a rude question.
I'm surprised. 12. It sleeps 12. Yeah. 5 double rooms and 1 twin. So it's big.
Wow.
Fantastic.
And then it's got a lot of
Right,
open plan. It's like an open plan upstairs. All the rooms just open because out of every room
Hang
they.
on a minute. Wait a minute. This is big enough for your family, Caddy, isn't it?
And yeah, we're a family of 9, so we can actually come with 3 friends.
Yes.
Wow.
Perfect. It's
That would be
perfect.
perfect, Caddy. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
your
you could do,
portable
you could do
piano,
a
Caddy.
you could do a music recital down there, Caddy.
Yeah. Well, no, you said music writing retreats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
performing.
But you could perform what you've written at the
there
end.
we are.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Is there
I
a
like
piano?
that.
Well, you could bring your pianos with you, can't you, Caddy?
Well, I could
Don't
bring
you have-
my keyboard.
I
Plug
think
it
that'd be
in.
great.
The Yamaha one.
Yes, the Yamaha one.
And throughout the retreat, they do breathing work and some silent sort of reflection, meditation, and it
Yeah.
ends with ends with
Oh,
a
God.
celebration of music.
Too much
It's
for
wonderful.
me.
Oh, well, you could
I
stay
love
in the
it.
hot tub. Just stay in the hot tub with a prosecco. It's
No,
fine.
I'm going out with Sam. We're
Exactly.
going to be partying.
Yeah, we'll lose those
Far,
two.
far too serious for me, I'm afraid. So Rich, that's really great. But also, you've done so many things. I mean, you're an actor as well. You're an entrepreneur. You've done absolutely everything, and it's so wonderful for you to come and be with us. What else have you got going on at the moment? I know you've always got 5,000 things going on.
We also send. I've got a company that sends students overseas on training programs, and they learn a lot of new things and live in a different country. So that is one of my other
Well,
businesses.
can we send Dee on one of those, please?
Dee, yes. Where would you like to go? Ideally.
Oh, anywhere, darling. Anywhere.
Oh, that would be good.
How about Lisbon?
Lisbon.
Yeah.
Yep. Lisbon is okay. You don't do any in sort of Mauritius or anywhere like
Mauritius,
that?
yeah. There are
France.
some trips to Mauritius we can arrange. Yeah.
Ah, thank you.
Ah,
There you go.
yes. I'll have a look. I'll have a look for you.
Thank you.
Thank
So
you.
we're gonna put all the blurb on about your wonderful retreat, and if anybody wants to hire it from you, they can find you on our website, and they can find all the blurb about you.
Where
We,
are you
as
nearest
one-
to? What's the nearest town? Whereabouts?
So yeah, the nearest town is probably Bideford, which is
Yeah.
about half an hour, 20 minutes away. But that is quite remote. A little village called Heartland, which is it's used for a lot of filming actually. The Heartland Quay, sort of period dramas, anything to do with pirates. There's a lot of shipwreck history down there, so it's quite famous for filming. And we're just a short 10-minute walk from the beach and 20 minutes from Bideford, which is the main sort of shopping and retail place.
well, listen, we are definitely coming to see you. Us
That would be
Wonderbirds.
amazing. Would love it.
Definitely.
So
Thank
lovely
you
to
so
meet
much for
you.
coming on to see us.
It's been a pleasure. Lovely to see you. And I'm sorry I would have shaved my hair had I known there was a
Quite
need to.
hair-raising.
Next time I'll do that.
I'll come and visit your barn and I'll make sure you are fluff free.
Okay. Fuzz free. I'm going to call that Fuzz free weekend.
That's what we could do.
That'll be lovely.
Lovely
All
to
right,
see
darling.
you. Thanks,
And
Richard.
you. It's been a
Richard.
pleasure. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye. Bye.
It's so exciting when people talk about things they want to do, and they've obviously had this discussion and they've gone off and they've done it, and it sounds
I love
really
that.
wonderful.
Actually, he was fantastic, wasn't he?
Well, we can't wait to go down. We are going to go down as a group of Wonderbirds, but I think Caddy might go down with her kids, mightn't you, Caddy?
Definitely. I'm going to do the music writing. We're going to do the ecstatic dancing. That was great.
And
But
Sam
definitely
and I just going to
Wonderbirds
rest.
weekend would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Sam and I are going to rest, aren't we,
We're
Sam?
going to rest with hopefully handsome men at our beck and call.
Yeah, that's what we
Of
need.
course.
That's what we need. And talking about, well, gorgeous women, we have one of our, well, I don't know how to describe Sally. She is an entrepreneurial, fantastic woman. And she is the lady who is the Millet Sunning, who has transformed all of our lives. Here is the gorgeous, wonderful Sally Hughes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Sally.
You are our fairy godmother.
I do. I know. I sort of
Are
fly
you
in.
excited?
Yes, we love working with you, Sally, and we love your place and the history of it, because it was your father, wasn't it? That your parents came down and found it when they were wandering around
Yeah,
looking for
my
property.
mum and dad, they were looking for somewhere to convert into a dinner theatre, so they would drive out from London at the weekend, and they came across this old derelict mill, and I'm sitting in the bar. They broke into this area first, through it was all boarded up, and yeah, so here we
But
are.
what was the story about how didn't the idea of the dinner theatre come from you, because you were training as an actress?
Absolutely. Well, the love of theatre did. The idea of dinner theatre, I took them to the King's Head. Do you remember Chuck Mallet singing teacher?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was he a singing teacher?
Yeah, he was amazing. Chuck Mallet, American, used to knit all the time, and he gave you great confidence, even if you couldn't sing. You know, he was amazing. And he was doing a show at the King's Head with Libby Morris called
Wow.
Edith Piaf, Je vous aime, and I took them to see it. And as we came out, my mum said, "Why don't we start a dinner theatre?" I mean, it was just that was it. And they'd been to a lot of dinner theatres in the States where you sit and you sit around the stage and watch the show, but it limits what you can do, obviously.
Sorry,
Thank
can I ask a question? Because I've read a lot about the mill at Sonning and a dinner theatre, but I think I'm the only one who doesn't know what a dinner theatre is. What
Oh,
is it?
neither do I. I'm a bit ignorant as well. We can be ignorant together.
So the original idea in the States and also the King's Head is that you bought a ticket for the whole thing and you sat at your tables and chairs and watched a show in front of you. So a bit like the old Talk of the Town. You might be too young to remember that, but
Of course I am.
of course you are. I cabaret, except this time it's with plays. It's with plays, not just a singer or music. And but of course, the dinner theatre here is the idea is the same. You buy your ticket for the whole evening, the whole event, but the restaurant is separate from the theatre.
You don't eat while you watch the play and clatter your
While you watch the play.
No,
So there's a lovely
separately.
restaurant which seats 217 people, and then there is a theatre which seats 217 people as well.
And it's so
realised that you're
efficiently
gonna-
run. When you're sitting having your meal, there are waiters, waitresses waiting hand and foot on you. It's so efficiently run. It's brilliant. And the food is
And
delicious.
Sam, it is really inclusive. It's wheelchair inclusive. It's fantastic, isn't it, Sally?
Amazing. Yeah, that's always my first question. I think, you know, we can talk about so many wonderful things that, you know, are often seen as privileged, and I guess, you know, my kind of mission in life is to ensure that, you know, theatre and music and the art are accessible to everyone. And there are a lot of people who are neurodivergent or disabled may automatically think that these spaces aren't accessible for them. So it's great to hear that, you know, that is it's definitely something that's been ticked off the list. So yeah, it's so wonderful, because I would love to encourage more young disabled and neurodivergent people to get involved in the creative arts. Yeah.
It is. I'm someone very close to me is in a wheelchair, so I'm a carer of someone in a wheelchair. So that kind of makes you aware of when you're going out the problems of
Yes.
that you face.
So,
Yeah.
Sally, I remember the King's Head really well and Dan Crawford,
Oh yeah.
and the food and the toilets. So, I mean, do you remember all that with the graffiti before graffiti was a thing, really?
I worked
And-
there. Yeah, it's terrible.
I worked there. Do you remember they used to have the old-fashioned money? Like,
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
they
we
had 2 and
refused to
6
take-
at the
yeah.
till.
Yeah.
And I think they've only just closed down, but I'd remember it had such a fantastic atmosphere, and you really felt you were part of it. And I think the food was a bit iffy as well. You know, I wouldn't have really.
Oh no! I saw some of it being made. It was a bit iffy, and also I did 3 plays there in my career, and
the dressing rooms.
the
Jesus
dressing
Christ.
room.
Yes,
I mean,
exactly.
You couldn't take a pee during the show because they'd hear you.
No,
So
that's right. Exactly. But
I mean, I had
But
to
the
get from one
mill-
side of the stage to the other. And actually, it was with Tom Walker, you know, who plays Jonathan Pye, who's Jonathan Pye now, but it was Tom, that's where I met. And literally, to get to the other side, I'd have to sit on his knee to get over him to get to the other side of the stage, because while he was putting his makeup on and he couldn't move because he had to get changed to something else, and we were literally climbing over each other at the back. You know, then you'd go on, wouldn't you? Like you would like.
I know. But Sally, I have to say, although I haven't worked at the mill, I've been there so many times, and actually I would love to move in and just have your food every day and see all the shows every day, because it is so beautiful. And so I mean, the food is amazing. It's good food, you know, that sustains you. It's beautiful. Yeah. And as you said, Nat, you know, you have wine and you have amazing service, and it's just incredible. It's the only place like it, I think, in this country.
It is.
And you've won lots of awards for it too, Sally, haven't you? You've won the most welcoming theatre award three times. Yeah,
we've just been nominated for our production of Gypsy as best production.
Can you?
Best performance for the musical by the UK Theatre. Yes.
Fantastic. It was a brilliant production, and I couldn't believe how you used the space. Yeah. It was just absolutely brilliant. That's such good news.
Yeah.
What's next? Actually, I was talking to Caroline Quinton today, and I said, have you ever worked at the mill? She said, no, I haven't. I'd love to. So I've just now thrown that at you.
Okay.
On air.
She's got a daughter she's working with at the moment.
Yes, they're at German Street.
Yes, she is.
So Natalie, we are privileged to be going back to the mill next year, aren't we? In Calendar Girls. Oh my goodness! So everyone must come and see us. But Sally, what's happening now? What are you what plays have you got coming up?
So we're about to open this week. It's Her Turn Now, and it's by Ray Cooney, and it's adapted by Michael Barfoot. It's Out of Order. If anyone knows the play Out of Order, but the genders have been swapped. So instead of male MPs behaving badly, it's female MPs behaving badly. And of course, the main culprit is Lizzie Elvin.
Of course.
Lizzie Elvin, who you ladies work with in We'll Always Have Paris. And she's quite outrageous. And it works. And funnily enough, it works. It takes a sort of seediness out of men after younger women. And it kind of empowers women. It's really interesting.
So it's now older men after younger men, is it? I mean, older women.
No, it's women after younger men. It's her toy.
Yes. Sally, you're changing the face of everything at this.
I know. It's fantastic. Yeah. And the way, when we were in, or just after lockdown, Ray Cooney was amazing. He kept young writers. He would do readings of young writers' plays in his garden, cast them, pay actors to come and read them and perform them, and directors. And then he did a play reading of It's Her Turn Now in his garden during, I think it was just as we were coming out of lockdown, and you could have parties in gardens, you know, you could have gatherings in gardens. I can't remember the rules now, it's so long ago. And we did it. So I thought, okay, let's go for it. So
who's in high society? Do we know yet?
Yes, we got Victoria Serra, who's playing the Grace Kelly part, and Matt Blaker, who's playing who played a Bing Crosby part, and yes, lovely cast, a lot of amazing dancing. So it's set in the 50s, and a lot of Lindy Hop, and it's going to be full on, the dancing. It's going to be
right. And glamorous. Are you going to reconfigure the stage like you did for Gypsy?
No. It just is really pretty. It's really pretty. It's set outside, and it's Long Island, and you can see the sea. There's a beautiful backdrop.
You know, Caddy's whole family are musicians, and Sally does Sunday night concerts, don't you?
We do Sunday night concerts, yes.
What have you got coming up?
Oh my goodness. So we haven't got anything for a while. We've got the Rat Pack at Christmas coming up. We've just had Rod Stewart. The Zoots in the 60s. They're all tribute bands, you know, they're just amazing.
Yeah. Well, Caddy's family are all classical musicians, so
we've got nothing classical coming up, Caddy, I'm sorry. Again, there's nothing to say, you know, a little bit of classical music could be good to try, I think.
In the holiday, Clive and I went to see Isota at the Albert Hall.
That's Caddy's daughter.
Oh, Caddy's daughter. Playing, what was she playing? Rachmaninoff,
No, it wasn't Rachmaninoff. It was Prokofiev.
Oh, it's Prokofiev.
Um,
But what are we talking? We're talking about a packed Albert Hall. It's the Proms. What, 8,000, 10,000 people?
I think it's 5,000 actually.
Is it 5? God, it feels like 8,000. Anyway, this tiny, beautiful little creature comes out on stage with a full orchestra behind her in front of all these people and plays. She was just brilliant.
Instrument. The
Piano.
Yes.
Piano.
She was the star turn, and it was honestly so exciting. It's so petite. She's so beautiful and
Amazing.
so talented. Can you see it on YouTube?
Yes. Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
on BBC. It's on BBC iPlayer at the moment. So
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
absolutely amazing. The whole
And
family.
also, Sally, Caddy tours with her family, 7 children and her husband.
It is.
All
It's
the time.
the Von
family.
Trapps.
Yes.
That's why when you were talking about dressing rooms, we see so many very interesting green rooms backstage, and it's often as interesting as the front stage and completely different.
Yes.
I'm really identified with that.
Yes.
Except for the youngest one. Is she the youngest, Amanasa?
No, she's number 6.
She's number 6.
Yes.
She wants to go to drama school. So I've been working with her on drama monologues, but she plays the violin like an angel as well. So what's not to love?
They're all
She's
so talented.
Yeah.
You don't look old enough to have 6
Oh,
children. How many children?
7.
7. Yeah.
Goodness, amazing.
And then
She
you want to see
doesn't.
how skinny she is as well. That's the other
I
thing
know.
we really don't like about her. Anyway, we've got to go, Sally. But we will be telling everyone, please come to the Millet Sunning. We always have people on from the shows itself. But I wanted to show everybody the power behind the throne, the inspirational woman who we love.
Can I turn the computer around and just show you the gorgeous bar behind?
Oh, please. I love that bar.
Beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
It's so gorgeous.
Yes.
Really.
I've got to visit.
It is
Yeah.
very
We're
gorgeous.
going to drag everybody. We're going to drag
We
everybody.
are.
We'll drag you, Sam. We're
And
going
I
to drag
keep
everybody.
stalking you as usual.
Right, well, we've got a show to put on, so yeah.
Yeah.
Right, darling.
Go. Thank you so much.
Love you,
Lots of
Sally.
love.
Bye,
Yeah,
Sally.
love you
Thanks,
too.
Sally.
Bye.
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 What an
Oh.
inspirational show.
Oh, I love her so much.
Yeah,
I love
she's
her. I love
great.
her.
We've got
And
to
the
get
bell.
you and the family down there, Caddy, on the
Please.
stage.
Yeah.
And we've got to
definitely.
get you to come and see a show, Sam.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've got
No,
it's very, it's very sort of equipped, there's a lovely lift, isn't there, for taking people up to the restaurant, and
Yes.
they've really made it perfect in there, really.
And
It's
Sally's
just
beautiful.
an extraordinary woman, isn't she? Because she wears so many hats. When we were rehearsing, she would be 1 minute talking to the restaurant staff, she'd be then talking to people in the bar about something else. Then she's running the theatre, and she was also directing the play that we were in as well. She wears all these different hats, and that lovely, gracious quality, which she's like that all the time.
She's
She
so
is lovely.
Absolutely lovely.
It's a
Really
beautiful
lovely.
day. Really lovely.
Anyway, we'd like to say thank you to gorgeous Sam
Oh,
for being
yeah.
our honorary Wonderbird today. And yes, we will see you all soon. And thank you for
Yes.
joining us. Thank you. Bye.
Love you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.